Never back up. Nigga, if you punch, boom, 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 then move. The last, whatever punch it is, the last one you move on that side. Alright? But never stay. I think Gervonta Davis is probably the greatest fighter around now, but he's got a tough fight coming up. You know, he's the top dog. There's no doubt about it.
Mike Tyson has officially joined Gervonta Tank Davis's training camp ahead of his massive showdown with Jake Paul. Having shared the ring with Jake himself, Tyson believes Tank doesn't need to change his power. He needs to change his mindset. Mike said this fight isn't about who punches harder. It's about who stays composed. Jake may not be the better boxer, but he's patient, confident, and carries real knockout power. That means Tank has to be sharper than ever, not just physically, but mentally. Tank's longtime coach, Calvin Ford, revealed that Tyson's role in camp is all about teaching Davis how to handle bigger opponents, how to think, move, and dominate when facing a naturally heavier fighter. With Tyson's experience and Tank's explosiveness combined, this camp could be the most dangerous version of Gervonta Davis we've ever seen.
All these restrictions, but you want to be great. Being great is really pushing the envelope. You know what I'm saying? You know, Tank don't really care, you know. So when I brought this up, he said,
for Mike Tyson, the outcome of this fight truly matters. Behind the scenes, he's admitted that Jake Paul isn't fighting like a YouTuber anymore. He's fighting like a man forged in the grind of real gyms. That's exactly why Tyson decided to step into Tank's corner, to make sure Gervonta doesn't take Jake lightly. Tyson's presence in camp has been intense, even uncomfortable at times. He's pushing Tank to think and train like he's preparing for war. Mike's made it clear, talent alone won't win this one, not when the opponent hits like a heavyweight. Coach Kenny Ellis recalled one powerful moment during sparring when Tyson suddenly stopped the entire session. Tank had thrown a wild left hand, and Tyson stepped in immediately, not to scold him, but to remind him, power means nothing if you can't control it. That single lesson summed up Tyson's mission, to turn Gervonta Davis from explosive into unstoppable.
Talking about fighting Joshua, which is heavyweight, and now he's saying about fighting Tank. Nah, this can't be. It's Netflix as well. I need to go and do some checks and see if like the main pages have posted this, but Jake Paul's posted it. It says Friday, November 14th. It's in Atlanta.
When Tank overextended on that punch, Tyson immediately stepped in. Calm, direct, and ice cold. He told him, that's how you get caught. You lunge, you lose. No shouting, no lecture, just a short, surgical correction that landed harder than any blow. Later that day, Gervonta shared a photo of himself with Tyson on his story, captioned simply,
my only concern is, you know, the gloves. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't fight in 12-ounce gloves. We don't use 12-ounce gloves. That's training gloves. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's 2 pounds away from Jake. He fights in 10s. Tank fighting 8s. So he losing 4 ounces.
But not everything in camp has been smooth. Insiders say there's a quiet tension brewing behind the scenes over strategy. Calvin Ford, Tank's longtime coach and mentor since his amateur days, isn't entirely comfortable with Tyson taking such a hands-on role. Ford's been a guiding voice in Tank's corner for years, and now there's another, a powerful, legendary voice, giving orders during mid-sessions.
Why?
I mean, I get it, because at the end of the day, it's the money business, and you want to make the most money, but from what I'm hearing, he can make more money in a fight with me, and if that's the case, why not fight me?
Sure. Do you think he beats Jake Paul?
Do I think he beats Jake? Yeah. I mean,
it's a huge size advantage, though.
It is, but I think Tank got the...
Tyson, for his part, hasn't tried to take control of Tank's camp. He's made it clear, I'm not here to run things. I just want to pass something on. Whether he listens or not, that's up to him. When asked about Jake Paul, Tyson didn't dismiss him either. Jake's strong, he's confident, but he's never felt pressure like Tank brings. If Tank listens, this fight won't last long. Still, Tyson warned that the real danger comes when fighters start believing their own hype. The crowd doesn't win fights, he said. Discipline does. Control does. I want to see if he can stay calm when things stop going his way. And now, the stakes just got even higher. Sources confirmed that both fighters have a new clause in their contracts, a massive knockout bonus added to their guaranteed purses. The rule is simple. Whoever scores a KO, or even a TKO, gets the bonus. Jake Paul recently revealed on a podcast that the payout isn't small. It's big enough to make both men come out swinging from the opening bell.
You can't be mad at somebody for doing what they feel is best for them.
Will it impact Tank's legacy if Jake Paul were like to beat him or even like knock him out?
Dude, Tank's a 3-division world champion, 4-time 3-division world champion. At the end of it, bro, you can't take anything away from him.
Former world champion Paulie Malignaggi also jumped into the debate this week, calling the matchup part spectacle, part fight. Still, even he admitted that the knockout clause changes everything. Speaking on Frock on Fighting, Malignaggi explained that because the bout is classified as an exhibition, traditional betting lines are off the table. So, promoters needed another way to keep fans glued to the action. This is how you do it, Paulie said. You throw in a knockout bonus, and suddenly every punch feels like it could end the night.
When it comes to Davis, you know, he says in the press conference, what do you say? Just be a fan and watch and enjoy the fight. Enjoy what, bro? You against Uber drivers? I don't want to watch that. You know what I mean? And then you get a guy who gives you a good fight. You don't even give him a rematch. You know what I mean? And then you want to be compared to Floyd. Floyd gave instantaneous rematches. You know what I mean? When guys tested him. I don't know, man. It's whatever, bro. I mean, what am I doing? Is me complaining going to make a difference? No, man.
He argued that Jake Paul's size advantage makes this matchup far from even. Jake's probably got close to 100 pounds on him, Paulie said. If they're using smaller gloves, sure, Tank can do damage, but Jake can hurt him just as bad. What makes Malignaggi's take stand out is how he views the knockout bonus. For him, it's not about hyping the show. It's about raising the real risk inside that ring.
He looked very uncomfortable facing off. He just did. I've seen other face-off this Tank done. He gets in their face and they're intense and he looks good. He looked very meager up there. You've had 8 fights and you're going to go tangle with Tank Davis. And the story instantly comes out. Jake is so much bigger. There is such a compliment to Jake within that insult. It is meant to be an insult. It is meant to take away from a potential...
Malignaggi went on to say that adding a knockout bonus in a fight where one man is clearly much bigger is borderline reckless. If they start making real contact, it could get dangerous, he warned, reminding fans that the word exhibition doesn't always mean light sparring. When the financial stakes are this high, fighters start swinging for real. Interview 8. Meanwhile, things are heating up outside the ring as well. Lamont Roach, who was contractually promised a rematch with Gervonta Davis, has gone public, accusing Team Tank of breaking their agreement in order to chase the Jake Paul payday. Roach claims he never received any step-aside compensation, despite reports that Davis is set to earn around $40 million for the exhibition. In an interview with Ring Champs, Roach expresses frustration, saying, he's going to make all that money, and I'm just supposed to sit here with nothing? If I were in his position, I'd at least make the call. Say, we're taking this fight. Here's something to hold you over. But they didn't even reach out.
What are your thoughts here?
You're hearing that shit from me. That's cringe. In some weird way, I kind of like
cringe about it.
He's trying to big man the smaller guy, who the smaller guy to me is dangerous. I think Tank Davis is going to put the hands on him, but I like it, bro. I will say something about Jake Paul. He's brought a lot of attention to boxing. Tank Davis guaranteed $40 million.
If you were in that position, would you fight Jake Paul?
Oh, hell yeah.
He's now locked in to face Isaac Pitbull Cruz this December. A tough, respectable fight, but nowhere close to the kind of payday Gervonta Davis is about to cash in. Roach believes that even a $4 to $5 million step-aside deal would have been fair under the circumstances. It's about respect, he said. You don't walk away from a contract worth $40 million and act like nobody else was part of the deal.
Man, I'm thinking about, Bigfoot versus Littlefoot. Andre the Giant versus Wee Man. Man, this is going to be better than damn Circus on Lake. Yeah, they're going to look weird as hell in the ring together, man. You see how big Jake Paul is? 200 plus pounds? Man, I don't understand it. I don't get it. Yeah, the circus continues. This is why I can't stand damn Jake Paul.
For Gervonta Davis, the growing backlash doesn't appear to have slowed him down one bit. According to his team, everything is completely above board. They argue that the fight with Jake Paul exists outside the limits of his regular sanctioning commitments. A separate deal, its own set of rules. And with the WBA staying silent so far, it's clear the commission has no plans to step in, making this event operate in its own commercial universe, untouched by normal boxing politics.